Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ETF2L Season 51-66 season. The last match of the entire season in any division. This is the Division 3 Grand Final between Team Fumo 2 and kittysaurus. I'm Peter. We've got Ben Pla on production, and joining me here, assuming his mic works, is none other than Nighty. How are you doing, Nighty?
I'm doing very well, Peter. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. That was an April Fool's. I hate being here. Haha, got you.
Fair enough. No, it should be. It's shaping up to be hopefully a good showing for playoffs today. Very good sides on either team. So no, looking forward to getting stuck in.
Yeah. I think we should go through some rosters here. I actually recognize a lot of these players, if not almost every single one of them. So it should be good. Not that I'm an expert on them or anything, but I'll go through the kittysaurus roster. This is what we're probably going to be calling the Finnish team. But it's Aoshi on Medic, who's from Belgium, so not Finnish. Then we have Neon on Demo Man. He's Finnish. Blurry and Oben on Soldier. Those guys are Finnish. Then we have Middle on Scout. He's English. And finally we have Viljak on Scout, who is Swedish and therefore Finnish. So a pretty varied roster there, mostly located in the north of Europe. But overall, a pretty good team. Is there any standout players from that roster in your opinion?
I think Viljak is definitely the strongest player in that roster. At least at initial glance, they've been around for a very long time. They bring a lot of experience, a lot of level-headedness to that roster that they'll need, especially now it's grand finals. So I'd say Viljak is definitely up there. Is my pick for this roster.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. He's a pretty much a standout player. And also, of course, if they ever need some spy shenanigans going on, he is pretty good at that as well. So I've always been very impressed with how good he is at that class. We'll see if that ever even comes up here. But of course, going up against that team, kittysaurus, it's going to be Team Fumo 2. Do you want to run down the roster, or should I take that one as well?
I think you're on a roll. I'll allow you to take that one. I'll chip in if I have anything else, any pips of wisdom to add.
All right, okay. We've got Padawan. I'm not going to say the nationalities because I do not remember, but he's on Medic. And we got Drosters. Yeah, probably. Well, he's Polish. I can tell by the name. I'm just guessing. And then we got Elker and Newt on Soldier. And then we got Mordred, who's also known as Zinsoldat on Scout. And then we got Le Courier on Scout. And we're actually going live here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was quick. We're going live on this first round on Sunshine. Looks like both demos getting to me at the same sort of time, though Oben taking Bell control very quickly, getting great damage into Valley. And here come both soldiers, not quite finding the distance to get anything on the med. They do take the med very low. He has to get up through Valley.
Oh my god, the rocket.
And he's all the scout just getting onto the medic, but not finding anything so far. It's a great fight back. He might kill him with the arrow here.
Oh my god, if Aoshi survives this, it's the clutch. Oh, he got the medkit. He
gets it! And he gets the saw! That's huge for kittysaurus there.
Oh, Le Courier. Oh no, he choked so hard. He was fighting him for like a solid 20 seconds. Good god, man. Aoshi. He's gonna laugh all the way to the bank. He's got a full Uber chance to go here as they actually take this mid-fight. But yeah, so many little crucial kills coming in here. Basically everyone died except for Aoshi, and that's the most important pick, of course, as we already see Oben jumping in here, just taking a good look around. Jumped in through Joke, he's out through Flowers, and now the rest of the team is going to rotate in. He got the intel that he needed. It's clear, boys. Seconds open for business, and they can just keep on moving with this Uber. There's 60% on Padawan.
Yeah, I mean, once you have that Uber advantage, you can sort of have the freedom to move wherever you like, really. So the good pressure in, and they might just take this in using the dots push. Can they take down the sentry early? They can, and then moving on to the point here. Only get about half cap, but the demo goes down, and so does Viljak. It's not looking so good anymore, and the picks go the way of Team FOMO in the end. Great the last hold from them, but unfortunately they do have a late death on their med, so the furthest they should be able to go is their own second.
Yeah, very important that Padawan goes down there, but yeah, a crucial sniper pick, and then also they dropped the scout edging point. The medic was right there. He just didn't Uber him. He didn't flash him. So yeah, I don't think AOC saw the stickies on the point. Maybe I can just see them because, you know, I have the X-ray vision on where I see sticky through objects. Maybe they were inside a cone or something. I thought they were very obvious, but I guess they weren't there because they just dropped the scout and that was 2 players down. And you're not going to recover from that. But it is actually even Ubers here. So Aoshi is building slightly faster. That's not because he's on crits. He's just slightly more optimal with his healing right now. He's actually got a 15% advantage. He's not going to know that at all. So I don't expect any pushes coming in here. But
Open with the first sack. But no, gets out the valley. But they send the other soldier in. And there is an Uber coming in immediately here for kittysaurus. They're trying to get onto the med, but there's no fun. They do in the end, despite all the body blocking. Viljak managed to get the positioning onto Padawan there and managed to get a kill. Very, very good, considering they were at 96%, I believe. So that's very, very good here, and they should just be able to swarm the point and take this.
I wonder how they knew that they had Uber. I guess they were just like, oh, we spawned like slightly earlier, so we're just gonna dot push anyway. But I've never seen that kind of double soldier bomb in plus the Uber coming in. But it worked out really well for them there. Chased down Padawan. He wasn't able to build properly as he was retreating and dodging and diving as he was escaping, and just eventually Viljak managed to chase him down. Even got the kill on Mordred as well. So just absolutely clutch coming in.
I think it might have been just intuition. They figured out that they should have probably used and traded, but they obviously didn't have the time and was able to take advantage of that. But we're back on mid here. Nothing too crazy happening immediately. Oh, never mind. Neon gets killed immediately, and so does Aoshi. This is a really, really bad start here for the side of kittysaurus, and they have more players dropping like flies. Viljak trying to get the kill onto Padawan, and he does! Managing to find some kind of salvage on this mid, and it's looking like it's going to settle into a Team Fumo mid win.
Yeah, Scout Supremacy coming through here. Both Lacurio and Mordred are going to end up having a 3k there. Really good cleanup by them, but they do lose their medic in the process. Aoshi going to have a pretty decent advantage this time around, and this time he should definitely know about it. Second is being contested here, and they should absolutely be able to push them back here on kittysaurus, and they do indeed. No lives are lost, so a decent effort there. I don't mind you trying to put some pressure onto second. Some teams will make a mistake, right, and just let you take that for free. Not going to be the case here, though. But Aoshi, he's going to have a slight Uber ad, but this is a pretty difficult point to use your Uber ad at. All right, you have to go so far to get to the enemy medic.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes to pushing this point, you need to send in sacks, either through choke or through valley, and that looks like what they're going to do. They're going to allocate in through choke, trying to find the space to land on the med. Can only find the one rocket, but will get taken down in return, and they do send the other soldier as well. But again, not finding anything from it, and they're going to back out as they're now 2 players down.
Aoshi went down to 26 health there. A sniper sticky almost got the job done there, but eventually he does manage to just heal up. And actually, they're going super aggressively. Joster's going to go down. No one there to support him. I guess he didn't get the memo.
And they're turning into a trade here. It looks better initially here for kittysaurus, but although they managed to get the flash back onto the demo, and it's starting to fall apart here. They've lost their med and their demo. They're just going to have to try and stay in to get those salvage picks that they need. But Mordred going in for the demo, not finding anything, and it's just Alakir coming forward. Maybe trying to get the... Oh, no, not quite. And now it's just Drozda's here and just looking to get the traps and get out, really. There's no reality here in which a second hold is that easy. You want to be playing towards, your exits to make sure you can get to last and get a good last hold in.
Yeah, like if you get a bunch of sticky traps, then yeah, you can hold it, but we all know that's probably pretty unlikely here, and yeah, they know it as well. No kills come out, no cheeky sticky kills at all. Sniper Mordred looking forward, is going to miss a shot and just retreat back home. And we're going to have a last hold here, but they're going up against a full Ugrad. Aoshi, I think he wants to go top right with his team, and yep, here we go.
And here we go. Uber coming in. Has managed to hit on the sentry. Managed to find a pick onto the right spawn. Demo's left out to dry there. As the two players of the side of Team Fumo managed to clean them up. Now it's just 2 of them left, but they do get cleaned up, and it's going to be another round for kittysaurus.
Yeah, pretty damn clean push coming in there. just taking the Uber nice and fast, getting a bunch of damage and kills, and they got Mordred playing sniper in spawn. That's a really nice pick. Like, how often have you not lost a last push to a scout coming out of spawn, right, with a full buff? So getting rid of him was actually a really big deal, even though he was on sniper. So a very quick 2-0 here. It took about 8 minutes, and it's been looking real good so far for them. And we have a fast bell tower rollout once again here from Open.
Yeah, very good. And good from Neon here getting great damage onto his enemy pairing in Valley. But never mind, she goes down very quickly from a great bomb from Alec here. And it's again, Kittysaurus are looking to just fall apart again on this mid. Kittysaurus are going to have to try and dig deep to try and find the salvage picks that they need. Their medic, though, is out. Padawan managing to get out and, you know, getting into a nice position for him to be bunkered. But a great surf. I mean, but it's not going to matter. The other soldier, Oben, comes in and cleans up anyway. And now it's going to be about 20-30% add here for Kittysaurus.
Yeah, it's a rough life for medics out there. I feel kind of bad for Aoshi. He got bombed by like 4 different players.
And it was a great surf.
Yeah. And yeah, same thing for Padawan, just getting focus fired down really brutally. He really trusted the scout chariot there, and it didn't quite work out that way. He just got bombed once again. Scouts unable to kill the incoming soldiers quick enough, and as you said, that's going to lead to another big advantage. This is on the second point, so it's a pretty difficult spot to use this Uber at, but this is definitely big enough to the point where you can do it. It's just going to be a matter of, can you jump in properly? Can you get anything done? So far, they haven't actually used the Uber. No soldier bombs coming in at all. And they're just going to get midpoint for free. They're probably going to have to give up the Uber ad to do it, but overall, like, you'll take the free point.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Uber, you can dictate the pace. When you come in and you know they have that threat, you're going to have to back out to it. But here comes the trade now on second point.
Droster's gone down.
They do get the Droster's pick quite soon. Uber has faded now for the side of Kittysaurus, and it's starting to look a lot better for the side of Team Fumo 2 here. They've managed to clean up 3 frags, but Padawan has gone down. They're going to need to find their opposing med to try and even this up. He's taken out to 28. Scouts chasing now. It's just Aoshi and Valley, and it's going to be a wipe from the side of Kittysaurus. And now here come Team Fumo 2 back onto that mid.
Viljack's being kind of sneaky here. Wants to go in for their play. Just have to scout in with them. They take down 1 scout. Wow. Viljack, you know, showing that our hype was justified here. Comes in there with middle as help, to be fair. They teamed up there to do it. But great contest by them. They're not going to lose mid, and now they're going to have the double scout advantage going into second.
Only looks like it buys some space though. It's a good coordinate double bomb here, especially considering they actually are at Uber disad. They've not found themselves in this position much so far this match, so it'll be interesting to see how they adapt. I don't think Team Fumo will actually be able to take this advantage out. Pushing out of Sunshine last is always a tricky endeavor, but I don't believe that they'll take it this time, and they'll just build in safety and look to do an even last push.
Yeah, you can see they're completely committed to not pushing on the 15% advantage. I don't blame them. It's pretty difficult to do that. Like, you'd have to catch Aoshi standing so close for that to ever work out, and it's just very unlikely. And actually, we're just gonna get the normal Uber coming in here. There's no Uber ad to work with at all. But oh my god, that was
get the trade.
8 HP.
Very well done there. They do manage to find something for their trouble, but I think it'll just end up being another even situation. They take down the gun, but can't get into 4 position. But never mind, they're coming in to try and get the drive fight here. But they do lose 4 very quickly, and it's going to turn into a wipe again for the side. Unless a Blurry managing to find another kill in lobby, maybe he can get his medic out to safety. And looks like they'll just leave out through Valley and meet up with their players on mid.
Yeah.
Taking
pretty
that
important there. Yeah. Elker was like trying to cut them off. Didn't quite manage to do it, but a really smart decision to go and do it. And oh my god, Owen hits the nice rocket onto the rosters. And that's going to cause everyone to try and retreat here for Team Fumo 2. And Mordred gets piped as well. This is looking like it's going to be a complete collapse. Second Scout tries to be a hero like Curio. Not able to do so. It's just going to be all on Elker. Can he kill 6 players? The answer is no. He can kill himself. That's all he gets here. do his own self-damage. But at least he did enough damage that they're not going to be able to quite push in as fast as they want to. But they're going to have a massive Uber. It's just going to be how many spawners do we want to wait for before we push.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the time in the world to wait for all the spawners to get back in and even give them all buffs before going in. Mordred has taken a liking to peeking out of dungeon on that sniper, but so far hasn't found anything with it. And now it looks like we're going for another top right Uber, and yet they've taken to go with it quickly. They're going to have to try and take the sentry as soon as they can, and it's down. And they've found the good traps onto the right spawn. Their Uber's now faded, they're collapsing onto the left, trying to find the picks that they need. Padawan has gone down, and it's starting to look a little bit scary here for the side of kittysaurus. The damage numbers are not on their side, but there are no heals on the side of Team Fumo, but I think they'll just opt to leave this at this point and go back into lobby.
Yeah, that's a really good decision here. Middle's going to go down as well, but Open manages to retreat here with Aoshi. They're going to have another Uber to work with. So they just hit tab, saw that Padawan was dead. They saw Aoshi was alive, and they just decided to call it there. And I don't blame them. They took so much damage. I was watching Droster there. He did like 400 damage with pipes before the Uber ended. But oh my god, look at that. Open going down. Mordred again peeking out. He's really loved to just peek out through lower right now. Luckily for them, Open can still kind of come in at the tail end of the Uber and help out, but they need to be careful. Oh my god.
He saw the med there, very, very thirsty for the headshot, but not quite finding it. But they're opting to go in with the player disadvantage, and they do take down the sniper very quickly. And also the demo. The sentry gun hasn't gone down yet. It finally has. It's good cap timing from the side of kittysaurus, and they just take the point.
There we go. Open is also here. Let it be known he helped. But yes, very good Uber in there. And you can kind of see the flip side there of Mordred playing so far forward on Sniper. He was just an easy pick coming out there as the Uber came in. They knew they had the Uber at, and they got a lot of kill and a lot of damage with the Uber, and the cleanup was really strong as well. So yes, they were one man down, but the Uber came in strong here. That's going to be 3-0 now for Team kittysaurus. So Team Fumo 2. They're going to need to do something, and Open, he tries to do that, but he gets shut down real quick.
They're just opting for the early leave because they consistently keep getting wiped here on this mid. So it's oftentimes, if you know it's just going to happen again and again, it's just easier to get on your second and try and work from there. But they have invited a lot of space for Team Fumo 2 to come forward, and I think this is just going to be an easy second take for the red team here, and they'll just hold on second. It's going to be another even last push though. But we haven't really been on this side of the map though for very long, if at all. This might be the first time. Nuke goes in very deep, but doesn't find anything else. Alkir trying to follow up, not finding anything. Oh no, he does find his opposite number onto Blurry. But again, I think it's just going to be another case of we're looking at the even last push here.
Yeah, you're up 3-0, so you can definitely take it very slowly here if you're a blue team in that kind of situation. I wouldn't mind them just being extremely slow. Look at that, Lacurio actually going to go spy. Just the first chance he gets, basically, he's going to go for it. I guess he's been waiting for this. He's disguised as a friendly scout. I don't think anyone saw him either way, but he is going to go in here.
I think they know now. They've gone to spy themselves to check for rough classes, and I think this will be. He has decloaked on this left-hand side. Is he going to find? No, he doesn't find this backstab onto the demo and gets taken down.
Yeah, he basically trimmed that demo man's beard with his little knife there. That's all he got out of that. And Lloyd's gonna go for the counter sack here. Only finds the demo man, not really able to get to anything that he was looking for. But that was just a counter sack. He's gonna have. It's gonna be a small window of opportunity now for a counter sack, and rinse repeat that situation. But it's probably not gonna be a very big deal here.
I think I'll agree here, but they are looking to take the Uber quickly because they found the demo alone, but a great counter pop here to keep the demo alive, and they're just going to have to walk back out. They have no space. They could lose their demo man if they're careful here, and they do, but they're going to come forward anyway. Nuke getting a great jump onto the medic here, and it's starting to fall apart here though for Team Fumo. They got the damage, and they managed to get Aoshi, so they're going to find themselves with a fair bit of advantage. But nothing much else from that, and they're going to have to go back onto their mid.
Yeah, a bit of a weird situation right now. With the Aoshi going down, you obviously can't push into mid as the respawners come in there. you're just going to get pelted down. So, yeah, they take second, but they're almost certainly not going to be able to hold on to it. They're basically just using the second point to buy time for their own medic to get up and for them to be able to put up a proper defense on last. You can see middle is already trying to build up a sentry on a dispenser and what have you on last. So, bit of a weird situation here. You can see Padawan, he wants to use this Uber. They might even go lower with it, and they have about a 20% Uber. And here we go. They're in so deep before they even get
very late pop. But now they're finding that all the players in spawn great damage onto the left-hand side. This could just be a free point, but no, they've already lost 2, and they've already lost 1. But it doesn't matter. They have great cap time. The Uber, they do manage to get it, and they managed to clear out all the players onto that last point, and it's just Padawan leaving. But I think he's going to get chased down by the scout, and it's going to be a massive Uber advantage.
He's on 11 HP.
No, never mind. He's corner dancing. Oh, not quite. Does get taken down in the end. Bill Jack not managing to get it done with a scatter gun, but does manage to find it with the Boston Basher.
He got it with the stick with a nail through it. Great job there. Eventually, he got what he wanted. Dross is going to get picked off. You can see a bunch of soldiers in as well. They want to get onto Aoshi so badly, but we're going to get 1 rocket. It looks like that's going to be it. And it's just going to be
4 players for it. So obviously sending a 4-man sack in there just to try and even out the Ubers, because they don't want to have another situation where they're holding last out of massive Uber Desad. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out, and we're going to once again be on Team Fumo 2's last here again.
Yep, Dross is going to put up some stickies on point, and we've got Mordred in this patented lower sneak position. Decides not to go for an aggressive peek this time around. Aoshi's going to be in lobby. Looks like top right is the pick.
The great flashback onto the scout. That sniper may have been able to get that pick, and it's good damage again. Trying to keep out the spawners on that left-hand side, but they haven't got very much cap time so far. They have found the damage that they have needed to take the point with ease, and yeah, that's it. They do manage to take a 4th round so far.
Very, very clean once again. These Uber pushes have been extremely good for them so far. I don't know how many last pushes they've had, but I feel like maybe 1 has failed. So the success rate is absolutely brilliant for them. Yeah,
I think we're looking at a 4 out of 6 success rate, because they've had a couple of last pushes, but even in the last pushes which they failed, they've still been able to get out with full Uberad. Oh, not with full Uberad, with an Uber advantage. But no, we come back on again here to mid. Will kittysaurus take another cautious approach again, or will they go all out to try and get Padawan? Here we go with both soldiers looking to get decent bombs in. Blurry now on Bell Tower, looking to find the damage onto the med. Doesn't find it so far. The rest of his team are taking a decent amount of damage, and they're losing more and more space. But they do find the demo, and it might start to turn here. But they have lost 3 players, and it's looking like a leave angle here once again. But they do manage to keep Aoshi out. Having said that, a bomb does come in. He's taken out a 7, but takes the pack. He has to run out of dungeon here to his spawning players. Otherwise, he won't stand too much of a chance against the push of Team Fumo here.
Just barely makes it out alive. There's actually a soldier at the front door trying to be sneaky out. He actually gotta kill himself.
Yeah, and they somehow lose Padawan as well on that little push.
Wait,
so
what?
Again,
How?
full Uber advantage for kittysaurus again on their last. And you know what? I think they can just take a break here, put their feet up. They can wind down the clock as much as they want. They're 4 rounds up.
An 8-minute smoke break incoming, folks. I'm pretty sure that they're doing different things. They do have the full Uber ad. They probably want all their players to be up and alive and fully buffed. But the more time they wait, the more of a setup they're going to have to push through. We already have random scouts. Yeah, we have scouts in bushes and stuff. They haven't actually spotted them. Oh, here we go. The backhand of the courier. It's on.
Oh no, he runs into the scout. But no, gets taken down by the stickies, and it's going to be a comfortable push out from kittysaurus.
Dross might get caught as well. Yes, he does. Unable to escape in time. Great chase down there from Blurry. Does the little jump around, gets into him in time. And this is once again looking like it's going to just be a freight train of momentum going down the throat of Team Fumo 2. And there's no way they're holding on to second, right?
No, they're going to have to get out to last. but they can try and get a force if they're able. And the trade does come out, but they have lost one in the pre-Uber. Can they find anything else? But it's looking like the space is going the way of kittysaurus. They're going to have to fall back out of this, and it's going to be an easy second cap here for kittysaurus. Both meds staying up, so it's going to look like another even last push.
Yeah, I don't even blame them for taking that second point Uber. We've seen the success rate on last pushes, so makes sense to not just bar yourself in there as well. As Oben's actually going to go for the bomb in here, gets one good rocket onto the medic, unable to get the second one though. Padawan going to be able to survive here, but once again we have Mordred peeking forward. He's in deep actually. He spots the medic, does 50 to him.
50 to him, can't quite find the headshot, and the soldiers can't follow up on that damage, and they're left through cap. Great pressure from that sniper. Can he find anything peeking through choke?
He's in so deep. He's
in deep.
Again.
Ooh, can he find that shot? No, he can't.
Oh, he tried to be a hero,
but
unable to be so. Oh my God, the Droster's bomb!
Ooh, incredible! And there is one player left alive for kittysaurus, stuck in cap. He's gonna try and bomb out, but I don't think he'll find anything. If he lives here, this could be quite big. And manages to escape through Valley through very, very good jumps. And now, gets the force. Incredible work from Blurry there, just salvaging that disaster.
That had no business working at all.
No one's looking. No one's looking. No one's looking at the sky, and suddenly Blurry comes in and he's forced the med. And now we're coming in for another even last. I don't think they'll try and dot this for a play round because the spawn is coming up so quickly.
I think they're just going to go. They know they have 6 minutes to get 4 rounds, so it's just go time, baby. And yeah, they try to go through a choke, but unable to make it in there. It looks really stupid and dumb that you just have a bunch of players running into a choke, into just the biggest meat grinder you've ever seen. But like tactically and from a game management perspective, it makes perfect sense. So I don't even blame them for going into the meat grinder there. They need to be fast. They need to just speed up the game, get so many rounds so quickly that, yeah, you just need to be really risky at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at this point, you're looking at what, a minute a round, and yeah, you've got to be quick on those. But but they're looking to try and take it though. Alkir dropping in onto the bed, but not finding any damage. Far only the one rocket. But this has invited the pressure here from kittysaurus to come forward. They're going to look to try and use their Uber through CAF, and they found loads of space, and they're in from 2 angles. Managed to get the force, but they will find the demo for their troubles, and the Uber for kittysaurus now coming to an end. Can Mordred find any damage on that soldier? He cannot, and it's looking like another Uber advantage for kittysaurus here, defending their second.
Yeah, this is basically the optimal situation for kittysaurus. They kill the enemy medic, they keep their own alive, and it's just going to slow down the game. And of course, you can't afford the game slowing down. Actually, they're going to contest second.
Blurry finds 2 picks and all that. Might find the third, but no, not quite. Incredible pressure, and they can just take the point straight back.
Yeah, nobody saw that one coming at all. They ate the fattest rockets. They all took the same damage. The splash was unreal. Scouts were there to help as well. And they're going to go into mid here. They might actually be able to push all the way into last here and actually cap it out properly. Get the 5-0 that they probably want really badly here. Mid's going to be the first point to fall. Mercurius on sniper. He's actually in forward spawn. I don't see people snipe out of this spawn very often. Padawan's 95%.
He dropped the demo. And they've dropped the scout here.
This is as well.
It's a trade, and it's looking a lot better here for Team Fumo. Yeah, all but 2 drop on the side of kittysaurus. Can Oben find some cleanup on the end, but they don't. Aoshi has it all to do by himself. He's behind on second. You can do it. You can do it. It might be a block here though. This could be huge. Oh, not quite, and it will.
Alright, Aoshi's going for the spawn camp on the demo man.
Gets taken down. If I was him, I'm going for 1 kill. Yeah, 100%.
Surely that's the meme. If you're gonna do weird meme plays, because
It's garbage time.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
They
Like, surely you
won
go
the
for the
map.
taunt kill.
Yeah. But no, Team Fumo do want this round. They're going to try and come in and take it. It'll be a huge morale boost just to take one. A map that has gone pretty poorly overall for them. Great headshot onto Drosses. They have to come out. They've lost their med, and there's just no reality in which they managed to pull off this final push now.
You got the push out from kittysaurus. Neon getting a jump by a scout, but hits the crucial height there. They're going to be able to take second, no problem. As middle is actually on sniper. He just pushed all the way out on last. He's done playing scout, I'm pretty sure. He just wants to click heads at this point. As Oben's going to take a fight in the bell tower. It's going to end up actually trading with the help of Blurry. So midpoint's going to fall as well. We've got 2 minutes remaining. I think we've entered the clip farm stage of the game here. It's, you know, we saw Mordred play some real aggressive sniper before. I think we might be getting something similar.
Immediately.
Oh, Mordred gets the
medic.
medic.
They lose the Airshi.
Hey, Aoshi gets another drop for the logs.
And Middle able to find the headshot back onto him. And it's actually looking pretty bad now for Team Fumo. Only 2 left. Only 1 left now, excuse me. And they probably could just take the pressure forward and try this.
They're pretty much going to have to, right? Like, surely you go for this. There's one lone soldier. What can a soldier do?
Well, it gave it a good attempt, but bought enough time for the rest of his team to respawn. Middle attempting to get some kind of clip, peeking by himself into that left door, but getting burst down for his trouble. Billjack has gone behind, and they'll get the points.
Yeah, ignore threat on medic, go for point, just acquire win. There we go. We actually got the 5-0 here. A very comfortable map for kittysaurus for sure. I'm not sure what Team Fumo 2 could have done very much differently there. It felt very safe for them. So,
I mean, yeah. you say that, but these mid fights often went the way actually of it felt like, at least to me, that lots of these mid fights could have gone the way of Team Fumo. There, they had a great couple mids getting wipes, but they just couldn't convert any of the advantages they had got. And I think the experience on the side of kittysaurus just took the day in the end. And yeah, I think that was. Other than that, I think it was very. Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's very comfortable, but the mids didn't make it look so comfortable at points.
True. The mids were overall very much in the favor of what was the team name? God,
Fumo.
Team Fumo.
Having said that, Mordred still posting an impressive log despite all that. 330 DPM and 34 frags. That's certainly a log to be proud of, especially when you lose 5-0.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, in the pregame that it was probably going to be like a heavy carry for Mordred going up against an overall really balanced and good team. And that kind of looks like it's correct.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks for sure.
Yeah, like I think we saw a lot of times where Drosters were like getting picked off in key situations in the Uber exchanges, that kind of stuff. So he was having a pretty rough game. I think it felt like he was getting picked off. He still did a good amount of damage, to be fair. But yes, he had trouble getting out in time, basically. So hopefully he can do a little bit better job of staying alive on the next map, which is Gullywash, right? Yeah, Gullywash is a pretty good map for Demo Man. You can lock down chokes. You can get out pretty easily.
Especially how short that midpoint is, because it's just so easy to get that sticky spam in and manage to find that damage for soldiers to follow up on. It's a really, really nice demo map.
Yeah, it's also a pretty good soldier map overall. Like the flank areas, the lobby area, they're all pretty enclosed, and there's not that many long distances that you have to cover, and all of that is pretty good for soldiers. So if the first map was the big scout show, then maybe this second map is gonna come down a little more to which soldier can really get it going and get those important picks. And in the first map, we definitely saw Oben and Blurry, the Finnish soldier duo, do better. outperform Elker uh, and Newt. So yeah, we'll see how it works out on this map.
Yeah, yeah, inclined to agree. If Oban and Blurry were anything to look at for the next map, I reckon they might just run away with the show here. But we'll see how it goes. As you say, Gullywash, big explosive map. Anguish of hit scan and med players alike. But no, looking forward to seeing what this second map has to hold.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about how good it is for demo and soldier and that kind of stuff, but I feel like some of the best scout performances I've ever seen has actually been on Gullywash. So I'm not sure. Like every once in a while, when you have like the big carry scout, Gullywash is actually really good for that as well. Uh, I haven't figured out why though.
I suppose when you're seeing such great performances from all the explosive classes, it's very obvious to see when the scout's doing particularly well. And it is, as I say, it is a short mid, and even like the distance from mid to second is quite short. So
yeah,
the scout has the ability to close in on players very quickly. So yeah, I suppose that's probably why.
yeah.
Though I think the mid fights are going to be particularly interesting if the last map has anything to go by.
Yeah, that could actually be a thing. I kind of feel like we saw kittysaurus do a bunch of like dot pushes and pretty aggressive uses of Uber, right? And that I would say is actually generally pretty difficult to do on Sunshine, whereas that's much easier to do on Gullywash. The distances that you have to cover are not nearly as big. So if you have an Uber ad, you can be in your medic's face very quickly, right? I often like to say that if you're pushing out with Uber ad on State Water, you need like a 15% ad just to get to the medic, right? But on Gullywash, it's like 5%, 10%, right? It's less. So
Yeah.
it's easier to use small advantages. And Kittysaurus has definitely seemed like the team that's better at capitalizing on those small advantages and make pushes using the tiniest of Uber differential that there is. So in that sense, Gullywash should be another good map for them. But yeah, I mean, it was a 5-0, but it wasn't a quick 5-0. So I don't want to completely write off Team Fuma too.
No, I think you're correct in doing so. Another big thing here, especially on these mids, is that it's very easy to get med out. So one of the things that Kittysaurus did especially well, especially if a mid didn't go quite the way they wanted it to, they were able to get Aoshi out and either have an ad last or at very least an even second or even last. So we'll see if we see much more of that again, where the leave was called early and they managed to get him out. Because again, very easy to do on this map. But it looks like we're going ahead with Gullywash. And we have Kittysaurus, who's up series point.
Joster's with the weird rollout here. Pretty odd stuff, but he's still going to get the mid kind of fine, but no real spam being put in here. As Oben's going to be the first one to jump in here very aggressively on the scout. Aoshi gets jumped as well, gets taken down by Newt. Really good job by him. But it's just chaos right now. But can they actually protect Padawan? Looks like it's going to be another mid-win here for Team Fumo 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was going really well initially. Padawan's being taken down a half HP from the demo and entry. But no, Team Fumo 2 managing to reset the momentum and managed to kill Aoshi very quickly from a great bomb from Newt. And now we look to probably have a full ad last push here, unless Kittysaurus are able to pull something out particularly impressive.
Indeed. Get the full Uber ad. They have some players that are not quite with them yet. Elker was waiting for the forward spawn, so he's not there to get buffed just yet. He might just come in like after the Uber is gone, and there we go. Gonna send a scout.
They dropped their demo first. Ooh.
Oh, there was a scout and soldier in water as well, but as they were flashing them down, they were not getting there. The medic is caught in with the sentry gun. They haven't even taken that down. This is a complete disaster. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, that's one way to beef it, right? Demo man needs to take down the sentry gun. Didn't happen. Oh man.
Okay, everyone collectively fell over on their own shoelaces.
Okay,
Elker looking to try to make a difference, but no, not quite. They're Kittysaurus able to secure themselves an easy push out, and they didn't even need to use Uber in that push. And now we look to come on to mid here. It's great spam so far, but so far everyone managed to get through, and I think this is going to be a comfortable mid take as Team Fumo 2 just has to leave. They can't stand up to the pressure, especially since kittysaurus has the option of that Ubercharge.
They're gonna take mid. They still have the Uber and Elko is sniping. It's pretty difficult to properly get in here and get on to Padawan. He's holding up top, but they can make a lot of space. You can see the soldiers trying to spam out on top, but Padawan desperately wants to use this Uber. You can see bringing his scouts forward, but he's actually getting flanked from behind. The full wraparound of the wraparound has been going on here. And right now, both demos are actually the first to go down.
Yeah, no, not quite what you want to see from both sides. The damage numbers are looking really, really good here for Team Fumo, but I think this is the lead from both sides, as both medics dead and everyone's very, very low. Can Oben manage to find a pick in through choke? He can. He finds a scout. He's still looking, but I don't think he'll find anything else. And back out he goes.
Everyone's injured. Nobody's really got the health to properly push on. We saw Mordred actually trying to push on 26 HP. Did not work. And as a result, he is now one person down. And it's going to be another push-in situation here. Soldier in the skybox though. Can he find the medic? Gets the first good rocket onto Aoshi, but no, cannot get there in time. It's just going to be a slow picking off of everybody except Padawan, who is out on last.
They can just take this try now. They have 4-player advantage here. Mordred looking to try and slow some of this push down, but I don't think he can do it by himself, and neither is kittysaurus take the first round of this Gullywash.
Win mid, lose round. I guess it's just a thing. It's completely opposite of what we normally see, but it's just, yeah, they're so good at getting these holds and then just riding the momentum. Whenever they have like a tiny ad, one-man advantage, like a slight Uber ad, even some health advantages, they just push on it on kittysaurus and it works so often. Their success rate is enormous. And that's going to be the first round going to them. And Demoman needs to get
early. This is really bad here for the side of the team. Losing your demo a bit too early can spell disaster. But Newt managing to clean up Aoshi and just try and salvage some of this mid. But there are more DM players available to kittysaurus here. And they just can't find Padawan. Taken down to 20 HP, but somehow lives. And it's a wipe for kittysaurus.
And it's the scout chariot that survives. That's basically the best. If you're going to lose 3 players, you want 2 scouts and a medic to be alive because you can just cap everything and keep your Uber. So this is an excellent situation. They're going to get a full Uber ad push going into last year. Team Fumo 2. Surely this is the time. He just needs to not drop the demo man. Last time he Ubered in a soldier and a demo man into water. That makes a lot of sense to clear that out, and then the demo man wanted to go in and take down the sentry gun. Unfortunately, he dropped him. He didn't quite execute properly. But this time around, they're going to go through the shuttered door, and that's hopefully going to make all the difference.
Yeah, they're able to get both their players in and take down the sentry early. So all the hallmarks of a good last push. They do manage to find Viljack very quickly, and they take down 2 more. But they've lost Padawan, and then now it's suddenly even players for the side here of kittysaurus. But only the men alive, and it's just Oben now. And no one going down for the side of Team Fumo, and they take the first round of this series.
Mordred doing some heavy lifting when they clean up, and that's going to be the first round for them. They're back, Team Fumo 2. Make it 1-1 here on Gullywash. They've won every single mid, and finally they carry that momentum into an actual round win. It's one of these things that we see all the time on something like Granary, and basically on all maps. If you win mid, there's a good chance you just win overall. But yeah, finally we actually see that theory come into fruition here. This is going to be the 3rd mid going in.
Yeah, so far, no major bombs on entry to speak of. Having said that, Blurry not finding anything else so far. Oben goes in, but not able to find anything either. Aoshi goes down again, and it's a disaster here for the kittysaurus, as every player here is low, and there's 5 players up for Team Fumo.
Newt just jumps in and gets the medic immediately, and Mordred's just cleaning up as ever. Oben's going to try and be a hero. Maybe he just wants to get out, but yeah, there's a soldier in front of him, unfortunate. So unable to do so. It's going to be another crucial mid win, and it's going to be another uber ad push into last. So this is beginning to look real promising here for Team Fumo 2. See Mordred just looking. He's just standing there menacingly, looking through the glass, getting all the info. And yeah, they're going to do a shutter door push once again.
Yeah, it's definitely worked a lot better in their favor than their last push through River. And now Mordred coming in, hoping to find some entry frags here for the side of Team Fumo. And it's looking like even players so far, never mind. Both soldiers coming out, seeing if they can't find some picks to whittle down that pad. And the Uber eventually does come out for kittysaurus, and it looks like they'll probably hold this point.
Yeah, crisp rocket there. Battleone has escaped once again. Battleone's actually been really good throughout the entire game to just run away and salvage his own life. He doesn't overcommit and stays in when he doesn't need to. Drozder's really far forward. I'm getting nervous. He's been picked off so many times in these situations. Looks like he is going to be able to retreat in time, I hope. We have a Lacurio spy as well. He looks like he really... Oh no, he just runs face first into a scout. Cannot escape him, so they know about him.
But he manages to evade both meat shots there, so he's still behind, causing trouble. But if anything, it's a detriment to his team as they start to drop on mid. Yeah,
and also, while all was happening, Neon hit a really nice air pipe onto Mordred as well. So he got picked off. Demo Man, he's not out yet. He's being cut off. Oh, this is a disaster for him. Gets picked off once again. And we've seen this so many times before, and we've got the full Uber ad now coming in. These last pushes have been so good.
They're able to get in very quickly here without even needing to use just yet. Finding great pressure on the point, but they do find the Uber does finally come out. They're looking to try and get that damage onto left spawn, and it's looking like they'll get it. Only Padavon left alive, and it's a perfect last push for the side of kittysaurus.
They lose 0 players here. That's so good, Nighty. How often have you pushed in and lost 0 players? It's not often. How many grand finals has it happened in?
I can't remember a case of myself ever pulling something like that off, or not even seeing that in a game that's been casted on Essentials, or even a grand final for that matter. So a perfect last push here for kittysaurus.
Yeah, but we still have this outstanding issue of losing every single mid that you're involved in here. Can kittysaurus finally do something right? They actually take down Newt immediately. That's a big improvement for them.
Oh yeah, it is. They couldn't get the demo in there, but Alakir managing to come in behind. Can he find the air shot? No, he can't. But it's actually a disaster for Team Fumo. They're the ones who get wiped this time. And it's a full Uber advantage for kittysaurus, pushing in to that second point already.
They shut down Newt really quickly. I really feel like that's just the one big thing. Newt has just been jumping into choke and taking down Elker, basically, or Aoshi, sorry, so quickly every time and doing a ton of damage, just being behind them, causing trouble. Just the fact that he was not able to do that just completely turned this mid around. But we are now in the opposite situation, what we've seen a couple of times now. A mid win into a full Uber ad push.
Yeah, it's a rare mid win for kittysaurus, but they opt to come in through mid, and it looks to get, at the very least, a little bit stuffed. But they're able to get in now. The sentry gun does go down. All players forward. Kill the heavy immediately from some lovely pipes and rockets. It is even players now on this last. Can they find any pressure? They managed to get great cap time on the point. No one's looking at it, and they managed to sneak that cap right underneath Team Fumo 2's noses.
Drosters died at the perfect time there. Middle was about to get deaded on. And then I saw all the stickies explode, but it was like, the Demo Man is dead explosion. So he just survived. And yeah, he was on the point. The pressure was too high. And again, these Uber at last pushes, they're just so strong from kittysaurus. They almost always work. It's crazy how successful it is. All right, I'm going to be watching New. What happens here?
Right, here we go. Let's see what happens on this mid. He is spotted going behind. Can they... No one's turned around, though, to finish him off. And, well, they've just gone straight over the point and left Newt behind. But he does find Aoshi for his trouble, though. So, it's not the end of the world. A mid-win for kittysaurus. And a consolation prize of finding the med in all of that mess.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a really good job of just sidestepping the soldier pressure right now. You can kind of see Newt wasn't able to really get in properly in their faces. He still ends up getting the medic, so yeah, still very successful mid, just out of him personally. But now they're stuck here on last, looking to see if they can make any miracles happen here. So Mortal's just putting up a sentry gun. We got Licurio rocking up on the pyro. So they're getting ready for the big last hold. They're not thinking about time yet. They shouldn't. It's fine. They're just gonna do as good of a last hold as they can, and Viljak's actually gonna be the one that mixes up a bit. Yeah.
It's that'll be an interesting one. I know his sniper is something to be respected, but it's a matter of where he'll get in from, because this sentry gun has been positioned very aggressively. I don't know if it quite covers that lower entrance, but we'll have to see where Viljak decides to peek from.
Yeah, it doesn't cover the lower entrance unless you're like in, like actually so deep. But yeah, you're not peeking through shutter.
No.
I don't know about balcony. I guess balcony is not really covered. So middle's actually gonna try and pull players down onto the point, but he just immediately gets deaded. As Viljak still just looking through main, see if he can find something. Unscopes right before the demo walks into it. Bad timing there. But no big deal. As Middle's just gonna come up here. Yeah, just no shenanigans, no extra sending players back for extra off classes or switching onto like man trends or anything of that nature. They still have about 3 minutes to work with. You can do a lot of shenanigans in 3 minutes here, 90.
Yeah, of course you can, but it's a hard place for you to pressure for your sniper. And as I say that, Viljak does get caught out, but maybe he's the sacrificial lamb, as they have managed to find players to get in behind. But I don't think they'll be able to do much with it, and I think this is just a leave.
I kind of like this sentry spot because it's actually hitting people when they go into water. It's so aggressive that it's actually hitting all the way into water. Or, like, you know, when you go down the ramp, the sentry is actually hitting you. That's almost never the case. You can just stand there and spam it for free normally, but not here. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if we're seeing something new being born here, where you just place it that aggressively. Like, obviously you can't do it with an Uber disad or anything, but if you're just holding anyway, it kind of makes some sense.
The easiest way to spam that gun is from launchpad there, and it's a very easy place for you to get jumped. So it's actually, if you manage to set it up in the right tempo of the game, it's very hard for the opposing team to actually take down that sentry gun. But I think it's all for naught really, because
oh my god, Viltek actually, how did he run into everyone? The hornet's nest, just take down a soldier, just runs out. That's some the ultimate life form type movement that's going on there.
What I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure every minute here wasted, kittysaurus will relish in, as this Team Fumo is stuck in their last. That sentry gun placement's great, but if kittysaurus don't fancy pushing into it, they can just stand there for another minute 30 and whittle that clock down ever further.
I don't think they still trust their mid fights that much. They have lost their won the last 2 mid fights, so maybe that has changed. Oh, I'm gonna get my wish. I get to see Viljak on Spy, see what he can make happen here. It's not the least obvious time here, so it's probably gonna be pretty difficult. But
oh, he does get bumped immediately.
Yeah, they know. They so know.
But honestly, I think if they do take the trade in now. Viljak surviving on 1 going into water, seeing what his team can do with their Ubers, but unfortunately he gets found and nothing is able to occur. What I was gonna say is that even if you can't spy there, I'm pretty sure you're happy just for the spy to get a sap on the gun so you can spam it easier. But it's even players here, open, going in for Padawan, just doesn't find the second rocket.
Blurry's in as well.
He's in. Is he going to go for cap time, or can he find the hero rocket onto that medic? It looks like he tries to get that point, but he just gets taken down by all the explosive spam. I think Team Fumo are just going to happy to stay on their last to have a round reset and have a go at another mid.
Yeah, they might do another Hail Mary here. They're not really in a good position to do anything, but yeah, they're trying their best. Both scouts get completely crisscross applesauce spam there. As Elgar can actually put time on the second if he wants to. It looks like he does not. Don't want to take any chances there. They're just going to take another mid fight. Don't blame them. Probably smart. It feels bad though, right? It's
Oh,
six
yeah.
on 6 on 2. You go like, nah, we're gonna win mid, no
With
problem.
all that Uber ad as well, that's an interesting choice. They know
Yeah.
they have an Uber advantage in that player ad, and they just don't take it. I guess they're going to try something a little bit different this mid, and hope it goes their way. Because kittysaurus seems to have wizened up to that newt going behind.
Yeah, they're playing around that quite a bit, and Neon's
Oh,
gonna get
go
pressured
right.
heavily. And yeah, it's a full right here coming up with Team Fumo, and oh, the counter bomb though is so good from Oben. Does a ton of damage. There's going to be one player remaining here. Draws. There's not long for this world. Brings out the bottle. It's not going to be enough. That was a masterful right side push there coming out.
Yeah, I mean that was incredible. They saw that it had gone right, and it's like, right, we're just going to crunch onto the bunched up players, and they managed to find it. But Mordred finding a great shot onto Neon, who decides to get a little bit greedy and go forward, and is taken down for his troubles.
Yeah, this is actually really nice just because you still have time to wait for Neon to come back and push in with an Ubrat, but it's going to be very tiny, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's true. They're going to have like a 15% ad, whereas if they had the demo man right now, they could push with like a 40% ad. So it's going to make things quite uncomfortable here. Neon, yeah, he's about to show up, and yeah, they're pushing with 30% ad. Okay, it's going to be like 25% ad, 30. 20. Okay, it wasn't that far off, but here we go. They still have the ad.
Sentry gun does go down. They've locked out that right spawn as they need to. And now the players come forward here. They find great damage onto the left, but they just get that Uber in time to save the heavy. And now they look to just leave and hopefully conserve some of that Uber ad that they've got. And we're back again looking at Team Fumo 2 seconds. But they might opt for a push out here as they have the player advantage they need. And
just a few milliseconds later, and that Uber would not have been there in time. They would have lost so many players. They were all red on Team Fumo. So, yeah, that demo man pick definitely mattered there. It came in. It was very, very clutch. We still have the Uber, of course, now on Aoshi, and he knows about it. He popped Uber first, obviously. So they might decide to go for a push here. They really like to do Uber push. Yeah, they're deep.
It doesn't look like they're going to find anything off it initially.
Oh, but Oben's in. He's behind them now. He's trying to cut them off. Oh, unable to do so, though.
Viljack looking to try and clean up whatever frags he can. Both soldiers unavailable. Oh, sorry. Both soldiers unavailable.
Oh, Viljack's on last.
But Viljack is on last. They've managed to beat them on pace here. Can they find the blocks that they need? And the Uber now comes out for Team Fumo. Viljack putting great pressure onto that last point to force out that Uber. And now, again, we're looking at Team Fumo's last. Unless they want to push out here, they know that the players are probably a bit scattered now. And it's easy for them to make that peak. And they do. They have bodies on that point. But here come kittysaurus, looking to try and insert onto the second point. But no, they look like...
oh, man. Padawan's going to survive that one.
Oh, great two-shot from Mordred onto the demo as well. And now he's chasing kittysaurus' medic. And it's a full wipe from kittysaurus here.
Yeah, really good decision there to actually push out, not letting Aoshi build up that 30% ad. They just go out there and use their man advantage, their heal advantage as they have it, and they make the absolute best of it. There's a sniper here on middle. We're watching Big Door. He's been spotted. He just missed a shot on a scout, and now the rest of them are in there to just flank him in. Makes it too dangerous, and there's going to be Blurry and Big Door trying his best to be an issue. Somehow he survives. He should not be alive, but he is, and might slow it down quite a bit here, but Aoshi, he is pretty far off on having his own Uber.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for Team Fumo need to get in and try and take another round. And they've done well so far. The Uber does go down, the sentry does go down. They managed to find 2 picks for it, but they've lost 3 picks. They've committed too heavily for the point. Only 2 alive now. It's just Padawan and Mordred gets taken down. Aoshi nearly getting taken down in the process as well. And Padawan just needs to run here.
Oh, he's not getting out here. There's no way, man. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job of getting out alive and just preserving his life there, but in this situation, not able to do it in time, and now he just has a super delayed death. This is going to be almost impossible to properly contest mid. There's a Newt on lamp. He's been spotted.
Blurry comes in with a bomb that doesn't fight, but he does. How did Viljak die in that exchange?
I don't know. He just bombed Viljak. I think he was the only one he knew where he was. It's like, oh, all right. I mean, getting Viljak there is the absolute best case scenario in that situation. He was bad, so the fact that he actually got a kill out of it is really good from him. But, oh my God, Blurry almost just found those stickies. He's gonna dodge him. There's gonna be another big Uber ad going into last hit. It's about 50 or 60% that you're gonna be able to push with here, and these pushes have been deadly.
They have been, and I have taken the Uber early, and they have managed to find at least one pick so far, getting some good cap time on the point, and there's no one there to block as both soldiers are in water, and they do manage to pick up another round. And unfortunately for the side of Team Fumo 2, I think time is running out for them.
Yeah, there were 2 kills that happened there, and they were the Pyro and the Demo Man, and those are pretty damn crucial for holding a point. There was just nothing to contest it at all. Everyone else was just kind of stuck in spawn, unable to get to the point in time, and that's going to be 4-1. We got the blue team here 1 round away from being Div 3 champions.
Yeah, and Nuke opting for that aggressive bomb. Does manage to keep everyone out. Aoshi going down, but Blurry now trying to find a salvage of himself. Does take down Padawan, and now it's just Newt and Drosta's alive, trying to hold on to any hope that they have of this mid. But unfortunately, both taken down, and the mid goes kittysaurus way yet again. That was chaotic.
Yeah, but crucially, it's another mid win here. Not for Team Fumo. It's kind of crazy. They were winning every single mid, and now they've started losing all the mids. So, big credit here that they're able to adjust. They want to go through choke as well. kittysaurus is crazy.
Yeah, they're looking just to ham fist and just force players through this choke, but they're not going to find it. They're going to find their Team Fumo are going to have their reinforcements, and they're going to have to plug up that choke. So now we're back to. But it is evens because both meds did go down at similar times, but if you're Team Fumo 2 now, you're just gonna have to take the Uber and come in and trade, and they are through choke now. Mordred trying to find damage on to the soldier, but doesn't find anything. Ubers have now been traded out. Does find Blurry here, and he's on middle, but not finding anything else, and it's looking like a decent collapse here for the side of kittysaurus. And now we're looking to just come back into Team Fumo second.
Drosta's up top here, but opens there to meet him. Actually, he's going to jump him very aggressively. Oh, and he picks him off. Drosta's dying. That's a big deal. You can just push last. Medics
I think it's onto Padawan. This might spell game here, as I've only got 2 players alive. Both scouts and hanging on for dear life, but unfortunately that's going to be all that she wrote. kittysaurus are your Division 3 Grand Champions.
Great push there coming in once again. Just once they started the push, it was just unstoppable. I'm looking at the logs. Yeah, Mordred again going kind of crazy. 40 kills, 368 DPM, does not matter. Just an overall better team in kittysaurus. Just all looking pretty solid. And the teamwork is very good. And yeah, big props for also just adjusting to the mid. You can see the first 3 mids, they lose. Then the next 4, they win. So that's a big deal. Also, shout out to Aoshi for dropping 0 Ubers on this second map.
Incredible performance. That's got to be heartbreaking for Mordred, posting up such great results. 40 kills, 368 DPM, and it not mattering. They do pick up a round for their troubles this time, but unfortunately, the map ends 5-1. Clearly, at least from the logs, seeing a cut above the rest. Having double the next person's kills. In fact, having a total of the next person, Neon and Blurry's kills combined, isn't quite good enough to to match his
It's
skill,
the
so it's
disgusting
incredible.
Scandinavian collectivism. Look at this. 18 kills on Neon, 18 kills on Blurry, 18 kills on Oben, 19 on Middle, 19 on Vilda. Come on. Like, what is this?
That's synergy. It's incredible.
Yeah.
No one really getting a top rank spot here from the side of Kittysaurus. Everyone doing an equal portion of the lifting, but no, and they're going to be your D3 Grand Champions as a result.
Sometimes the team in teamwork is the team. There you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's going to be it. That for this season. ETF2L is done. I don't know when the next ETF2L season starts. Hopefully pretty soon. But I actually have no idea. But I'm betting you it's going to be a really good one. I am hoping to do Fantasy TF2 for that one. That's shout out Elker for making that happen. Should be good times.
No, I agree. I might have to give that a peek myself and start, because I've always been a big fan of fantasy sports. So hopefully, get to see that for next season.
Yeah, and that's going to be that. Season's over. We'll see you next season. There's probably going to be some stuff happening until then. But if nothing else, we'll see you in next season. Another great season of ETF2L. This has been Peter and Nighty signing off with Ben on production. Good night.